The Labyrinth is a notoriously strong solo base, built by the one and only AloneInTokyo, easily the best solo player in all of Rust. Having survived endless raids, the Labyrinth footprint is the perfect place to begin when creating tanky small bases. But how can we take this footprint and craft a base that can house you and 2 friends, hopping on to snowball and dismantle some clan's morale in the process? I give you the Tokyo Trio. Alright, so here we are outside of the Tokyo Trio. We're going to go ahead and run up here and get a look inside of our external. As you can see, it's only 1,350 metal frags per day. It's honestly not much. It's just a short recycling run. Coming into the airlock here, we have some peaks outside of our base. And coming in further, we have peaks into compound, as well as a bedroom with more peaks. So we step outside here, and you see we have our first turret pod on top of this airlock. We have our large furnaces and of course some drop storage. This is just some suggested placing. You don't really have to put it here. Coming into this bedroom over here, we could fit 2 beds as well as 2 lockers. And in the corner, we could fit a large battery. I like to put my large batteries here. They're much less likely to be blown as opposed to inside of main base. So here we are going into main base. Stepping inside, you can see that we have a lot going on here. This is of course segmented, so we have our prison gate up here just to make sure that people can't ladder over quickly. And we have our turrets up in these corners here. And if you look here, we have some breach peaks into compound. Coming down here, we have our first bedroom with some extra storage up top. These bedrooms are nice for early game raids. It gives you a little respawn point just to try and take control of your base back. Now you might be thinking, where is your TC? This is of course a bunker base. So this is a floor piece, and when you come under here, all you have to do is break this. It opens up your bunker, and you have additional storage for all your rockets and all that fun stuff, as well as some TC in here. So pretty simple. We'll go upstairs now. Here we have our tier 3 and some extra box storage, nothing too crazy. And an extra level, we have a bedroom as well as additional box storage. And of course here we have our vending machines where you can gloat about how many rockets you have throughout the wipe. Coming in here we have our inner peaks. Of course these are the ramp peaks that we have down in the lower part of the base. I prefer ramp peaks here just to try and keep it so people can't ladder up. You can definitely just use regular floor pieces if you'd like though. This is just a preference of mine. And of course here we have additional box storage just to try and complete the base. So of course this base does not have a open core in it. I wanted to make it so that loot was in the sides of the base, and that made it a little more difficult for people to get all of the loot in one shot. Of course this is more of a snowball base, so I designed it in a way that it is easier to put up, and a open core is just not easy in a base of this size. So here we have our chutes down. Those will take you down to the front airlock. And when we come out into our shooting floor here, you can see it's wide gapped, of course. And here we have some peaks down into the bottom of the base. So of course, if you spawn up top and you are unable to make it down to the bottom of your base to retake it, you can just hop on the shooting floor real quick and kill any pesky raiders. Coming in here, we also have some additional peaks to take your shooting floor back, being as your shooting floor has some very important peaks into the bottom of your base. Your shooting floor would not be complete without retake points. So, jumping up here, we have an additional bed here. And on top, we have our roof peaks, as well as a couple more turrets. And it would not be a Tokyo base without a Tokyo tower. So here we'll have an additional battery, making for 4 batteries. And at the top here, we have 3 respawn points for all 3 of your trio. But that is the base. Let's go ahead and learn how to build it. Alright, so to get the base started, I want to go ahead and say that you will need a starter base prior to this. I'd recommend a 2x1 or something simple just to hoard some materials in. That way you can build the whole base with no issues. So you will start by taking a triangle foundation and pressing it close to the ground. We're going to place 3 of these, just like so. Foundation on the left here will be raised, and we'll switch to square foundations and place them raised like this along all 3 sides. Next, we'll place triangle foundations here. And here, what we're going to do is add walls like so. This front spot here will have a double door frame. Next, we'll add a wall here and a floor here. And last, we're going to go ahead and create our bunker wall. Next, we're going to add a shelf here, or we can add a box. And last but not least, we're going to come in here and place our TC in this corner, like so. In this little area down here, we can place a furnace, as well as 2 sleeping bags. Just ensure that you don't block this, as you will need that for your bunker. And how this bunker works is basically you will, from the inside, place a wood wall here, and then you can spawn outside and make this a HQM floor. When you wake up the next morning, you spawn on your bag, you break this, and the bunker opens. We'll place a garage door on this. Coming up here, we will go ahead and place floors everywhere. I'm going to switch back to metal. And we will add a layer of walls. Now, we're going to add a door here and a door here, but first we're going to add a shelf. And we can just extend this shelf across, like so. So we'll place a garage door here. We could turn it in towards the jump up, and we'll have this garage door facing in. This door must be facing in for the jump up to work. Next, we will take our tier 3. Or 1 or 2, whichever you have, and we will place it in this back corner. Okay, next we will get our box under it, and we will place our boxes. And for this one, it can be tricky sometimes, you can just jump. Same thing here, place the box in the back corner, and up here we want one more box, so we will place it like so. Okay, and we can fit one more bag here in case you weren't able to bag somebody in core. And this now serves as jump up. Alright, last but not least, place a single door frame here, and a wall there. We will add double door frames here, here, and here. And we can go ahead and close this in. In these spots, we will add our vending machines, and you can simply use single doors up until you have the vending machines. We will add our garage doors here, here, and here. And next, we're going to focus on some spawn points, so we will place a bed here for your most active member, as well as a sleeping bag here and here. This is how you get the starter done for the Tokyo Trio, so let's go ahead and move on to stage 2. Alright, next we will go ahead and start phase 2. So, this is of course done using symmetry, so make sure that you just repeat these steps for all 3 sides. We'll place 3 triangle foundations here, a door frame here, and we could toss a double door in this. 2 walls here, 2 half walls here, and windows on top of the half walls. Here, we will just add a double door frame, and we can go ahead and extend that up one more if we'd like to. Now, we're going to add a tricky spot here, so on these, we will need to add our triangle floor frames. This is so that people can't ladder through these windows. And here we're going to add roof triangles in these corners. These will be used for your breach peaks. Remove this wall. Here we will add a window, a regular double door frame, and a full wall. And of course here we'll add a door frame and another wall. Just remember, this is our jump up, so don't block that off. Okay, at the very top, we'll go ahead and add a floor frame. Eventually we'll put a triangle hatch in that, but for now we are just chilling. In this double door frame here, we'll place a double door. Same with this one. You can put a garage door in this one if you'd like though. Sorry, make sure this one faces in. Here, we go ahead and set up for our ramp peaks that we'll be setting up, but we'll handle that in a second. Go ahead and toss a frame here and another garage door whenever you have it. This will serve as one of the locker rooms, so you can go ahead and toss a bed down and of course a locker in this corner. And if you need additional box space, you can put a floor here, and there's a way to get up on top of this locker, and you can place a box in this corner. Go ahead and place walls here, and come back down here. So we'll handle that wall there in a second. But what you can do is place a floor like so, and then you'll want to connect it. You'll need this for the loot rooms upstairs. Okay. Now that we have everything here placed, we will go ahead and start rounding everything out. We'll want to do our quarter walls on top of the windows. And here we will want to go ahead and add our ladders. Okay, so on these corners here, we will add regular floors. And now you need to take careful note of this. Wherever the vending machine is looking, the top of the ramp for your ramp peaks will need to be on the other side. So I will show you exactly what that means. Here, you will place a floor. This is where the top of your ramp will go. And just for ease's sake, go ahead and toss a double door frame down and your garage door for the chute. Okay, next, we will come over here. Place a half wall here and your floor here. And do not forget, you must put a floor frame here for the stability of the ramp peaks. Okay, now we will place a ramp here, and next we will place a ramp here. Ensure that you go under these immediately and break this half wall and this floor. We will replace that with a double door frame. And if you have it available, go ahead and put prison cell walls in there just to segment your base. Coming up top, we will add a wall or a double door frame here. And this is the point where you will want to get a triangle ladder hatch and place it like so. Here we can add a regular wall, and here we can close this off. All right, so in these corners, we are first going to add frames here and here, as well as triangles here and here. Make sure these are metal. These have to be here. These have to block these peaks. Next, we will add our two half walls here and two low walls here. Off to the side. We'll just need a quick way to get up to the roof. I'll just use a ladder for now. Here we will go ahead and add our triangle roof there, as well as our triangle roof there. If we want to carry the stability up from the bottom, we can also put frames here. And if you want more protection, we can add our garage doors. So in these corners, we will go ahead and set up our loot rooms / bedrooms. And we will go ahead and add walls like this. One more box here. After, of course, we need to set this up. One more box here. And if you can get it, or you want to, go ahead and toss a small box in the corner. And of course, that garage door will cause some issues sometimes. Just be ready for that. Okay, we can come up here. We will toss windows on these spots here. 4 pieces above. And we will close this off like so. Place a window here and a double door here. And then depending on what you have available, you could toss a garage door here. And in the other slot, you can elect to put embrasures like so, or you can put windows in. And don't forget, these are essentially bedrooms, so you can place bedrooms in these corners. Now we will go ahead and move on. We're going to add the actual roof peaks. We'll do 2 half walls, 2 floors like that. And up front, we will add 2 quarter walls, just like that. Now, to defend against MLRS strikes, I found it very useful to add honeycombing on the roof like this. Makes your base just a little more tanky and a little more defendable. On this outer one here, you can go ahead and add a double door. Looks like it doesn't delete everything in symmetry, but this is the completed stage 2 of the design. I know it looks a little weird from the outside right now, but we will add wide gap in a second and it will look much better. On to stage 3. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add our wide gap onto the base. On these corners here, we're going to add 3 squares off the side, a triangle on the end, and we will come back with triangles. This will be our compound bedroom, so you may add a wall here, and if you really want to, you could do walls here as well, and windows here. You can go ahead and close this in. Now, just a reminder that these will start decaying if you don't fix them, so add a square here and a triangle there, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And we will add our frames here. Go ahead and build a half wall there. Up here on top, we'll place half walls like so, a regular floor here, and we will place a frame here. And for our regular wide gap, we will connect it to the base like so. All right. Don't forget to get rid of this. And in here, we will go ahead and place our battery. We can find it. We have our battery. We have our embrasures. Have our lockers. And we have our beds. Appears that there are some issues with symmetry, so just bear with me. Okay, and we'll add turrets later, but they do go up here. Okay, so now to add the a little more difficult part of the wide gap. So we will go ahead and place a foundation here, a foundation here, and we will go out 3 squares. We'll place a triangle at the end, and we will come back with a half moon, a triangle at the end of the half moon, a square, and then 2 raised foundations like so. Here we will add a raised triangle at the end of that square. Then in the corner here, we will do the same thing. You can go ahead and flip these triangles so that they face the inside of the base. Looking much better. So here on the end of this triangle, we'll place a triangle there, 2 squares here, and 2 triangles here. This will form our airlock. So obviously this is part of the TC design, so we need to get moving on the TC so that it doesn't decay. So off the side here, we will do a square, a triangle, and we will go 2 squares out. Here we will place 3 triangles like so. On the corner here, we will do a door, and here we will do 2 half walls for the stability model, and 2 walls. Go ahead and close this in, and we will place our TC in this corner. Toss a window on top of that, and we can go ahead and close the whole thing in. So, to make this work, we will have our double door here, and we will have our window here, regular wall here, and another double door frame here with roofs on top. So we will add a square frame there, a triangle frame there, and you'll see that you can't place another frame, but you can when it's like that. And just to ensure that it works, place a foundation and a roof and make sure that it disconnects. Since it does, we will go ahead and seal it, and we will finish our compound gatehouses right here. Coming on around the side here, we're going to go ahead and place our turret pod on the top. And once we're done here, we can go ahead and just add embrasures like so. In these front spots, you can use regular double doors that get blown a little more frequently than the rest. And in this corner, we can add a locker. And here we can add a bed. This way you have 3 spawns for your teammates in compound. And here you can add a garage door for the extra security if you'd like. Now that we have this done, we will go ahead and add our compound walls, just so we can start running our large furnaces. So our compound walls will get placed into the middle of this foundation here. And you'll try to make it as straight as possible. It should be almost flush with the wall here, like so. And now we could take the other part of the wall and press it into the gatehouse, just like that. And we will go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. And on top of these gatehouses here, we're going to go ahead and add our barricades. So we will add 1 barricade here, 1 barricade there, and on this right here, we will add 1 more barricade. Of course, it looks like the issues with symmetry are not ceasing. So we have finished our compound, so you can come into your compound and place your large furnaces in these slots. And if you would like to go ahead and get the rest of the base moving, we will get our wide gap done. So we will build up right here to the 3rd floor. And now, just to make sure this works, we're going to add these floors just like so. Go ahead and add our window pieces on. And we will close off the base. Alright, so this is most of the secured base. You can toss your embrasures on. You don't really need a tutorial on this, but I'll do it for you anyways. And now to get your turbines done. I know this is a contentious spot for many people, so I thought it would be easiest to just show you. Now, mind you, your battery is inside of these, so we're going to go up 2. We're going to place 2 triangles just like this, and we're going to take our turbine and we're going to turn it sideways. And we will try and get the feet there right in the middle of it, and then we can break these 2. This way you could stand your turbine on a regular door frame, which is incredible. This also makes it very easy to wire, as you could plug it straight from here. You can drop off the side of your base and plug it straight into your large battery, which should be in here, but symmetry isn't working. Alright, that is just about it for the 3rd phase of the build. Next we will add our tower, and that will conclude the base. Alright, so here we are on the roof. We're going to go ahead and finish up the roof real fast. So on these corners here, we are going to add our roof triangles like so, and then on these corners we're going to add the opposite. So to do this the easiest, you just go under them and place them on top. Very, very simple. Okay, now we're going to add the Tokyo Tower on top. Looks like for this I will need to turn off symmetry. So we're going to do a simple tower here. So this will be the battery spot, and we can just block this in with a window. Here we will do a wall and a door here. Now we will go up another layer. We will place our ladder here. And up top here, we will simply put 3 squares on the sides. We will add a frame in the middle for stability, and we will wrap the whole thing in squares, or in windows. Squares on top, and a floor in the middle. So this is, as we discussed, your tower. Now each of these sides here can get a box. as well as a bed. And when you're all done, you can take some ladders up from the bottom and you can place a turbine directly in the center of this. And this makes it very easy. You just wire this turbine straight down into this battery. Last but not least, we will go over turret placement. So to gain maximal angles, you have 4 turbines on top of this base, and each of the turbines can handle roughly 8 turrets. We're not going to place 32 turrets, but we will place quite a few. So we will start placing turrets in these pods as well as on top of these gatehouses. Alright, and we come inside the base and we need something to cover our inner peaks, so we will place our turrets on these metal frames in the corner. This gives it amazing peaks down into the center, and it looks like symmetry is incredibly busted on this server right now, so we won't talk about that. On the corner in shooting floor, you will want turrets here. This will allow for maximum shooting floor coverage. If any of your shooting floor gets blown, these turrets will cover it for you. Last but not least, we will come up here and our last turrets will go in these slots. That way you have 3 turrets on your roof, you have 3 turrets in your shooting floor, 3 turrets on the bottom of your base, and 6 turrets in compound. And that will cover your entire base. So that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you, Boris, for your additional help in getting this base complete, and thank you all for your continued support. I truly hope that you enjoy this base as much as I do, and I hope to see it on a couple servers here soon. I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.